Hello and welcome to your weekly messages. Today is Saturday, the 21st of December, 2024. So, yes, that is the winter solstice. And I want to wish you all a really happy winter solstice. Obviously, here at the Garden Retreat, we're going to be celebrating with people coming to share their passions. We've got lots of taster sessions of healing treatments and breath work, yoga, meditation, yoga nidra. I'm going to be reading some cards with the lovely Liz, of course, and we've even got some chanting, so we'll have some sound, hopefully some dancing, and yeah, wow, I'm really excited and looking forward to it. So I hope you're going to have a really fantastic winter solstice as well. Of course, the energies are just kind of all ramped up at this time, and I think we're really seeing you know, which our choices as to which way we want to go. And the light is really coming in. And the messages, I've been talking about light, the messages for December, I'll put a link in the description video in the end screen, were about your role as a light worker. And of course, our roles as light workers isn't just with other people, because some would say there are no other people, right? Everyone's a reflection of us. So our role as a light worker isn't, just to share love and compassion for all those around us. It's also to show that love and compassion for ourselves. And also, as the light comes in, you know, any residue issues, any trapped emotions or any stress, any tension, it's going to come out, which is a good thing. Okay, so you might find yourself triggered, right? And even though I find myself in my flow quite a lot of the time, this week I've been triggered a couple of times. And the first time I was in my car on my own, and I just felt like shouting at the person in the car in front of me. And I was like, wow, where did that come from? I thought I was really chilled. I mean, I'm usually really chilled when I'm driving. I was like, where did that come from? But then I just laughed. I had a little laugh to myself and was like, oh, better out than in. And just realized that it's just tension coming out. And it's about acknowledging it, not judging it. I think maybe that's where I'm at. If you can be not triggered at all, then well done. But I'm now not judging it so much. But the other time I got triggered this week was by some new friends, and that was a bit different because you don't know how they're going to take it, when you're triggered by them. But fortunately, these lovely new friends are highly conscious individuals that totally and utterly understand the concept of understanding triggers. And so they were aware that I was processing an emotion that they had brought up in me. And in every trigger, there's a jewel. There's a jewel in every trigger. There's a gift, isn't it? There's a gift in every trigger. And it was kind of fun because actually we discussed the origin of that trigger, and what it was about. And I was like, well, that's cool because, in the old days, that would have turned into an argument. And if it hadn't turned into an argument, it would have turned into ill feeling between people and then possibly even, paths not crossing again. But when you understand triggers and you understand, how we're all processing these emotions and that the energies are intense, and that we're all doing the best we can in the situation that we're in. How perfect is it to have friends that when you're triggered, you can just talk to them about it? And of course, not judging yourself for being triggered. Because sometimes there can be some humiliation, some shame, some guilt coming up. It's like, oh, I got triggered. It was so bad. It's like, no, it's like, wow, I got triggered. That's fantastic, isn't it? That you can just see the sun coming up now. It's going to block this. Hang on a sec. Okay, that's better. So yeah, I'm going to put a link in the description to my video on understanding triggers, and I'll put the video in the end screen because I think with the intense energies coming in at the winter solstice, I just think it's more important than ever, not only to understand our own triggers, but to help other people through theirs. And it's that the first of the four agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, is it? Um, don't take anything personally. So if someone's triggered by something you've said or done, don't go into, oh, this could be relevant over Christmas as well, of course. Don't go into oh, they shouldn't have been angry with me. That was wrong of them. They shouted at me. They were impatient with me. They were annoyed with me and I haven't done anything wrong, or they should know, if you're on the receiving end of a trigger, I want to say, I think it's really important that you just understand that don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. They're processing some emotions that have come up in them. So rather than make it all worse by then reacting to their trigger, we can respond beautifully and lovingly to their trigger. Not kind of, if they don't understand triggers, then this might not be the best time to tell them about it. But just be loving and understanding and kind, I think. So yeah, understanding triggers definitely relevant this week, this month, this year, going into 2025. It's important to see these things from that perspective, that higher perspective. Right, only two cards have come out, which is interesting. I haven't had only two cards for a long time. Let's see what they have to say. Here we go. We are creating a whole new earth. So the Three of Wands comes after the Two of Wands, of course. The Two of Wands is a decision. I always regard it as a decision to live from the heart. Wands aren't necessarily heart, they're cups, but wands are physical action in the physical world. And for me, the Two of Wands is about taking action that is in alignment with your heart, taking action that is in alignment with your morals, taking action that is in alignment with your destiny, taking action that is in alignment with who you really are and what you really want to do, with who you really want to do it with, where you really want to do it, if that makes sense. Because to me, the Two of Wands is divine action in the physical world. It's like, oh, I'm not going to keep working in a job that I don't like. I'm not going to keep putting up with a situation that isn't resonating with me. It's a decision to take that action, right? Now, I don't think you'd be watching this video if you hadn't already taken steps in that direction. So this card is really relevant for you because the Three of Wands is then threes are collaboration, even though he's on his own. So collaborating with like-minded people, because when you take that step towards what your soul wants you to do, a whole new world opens up and you can't believe it. It's like when you take that leap of faith, a whole new world opens up, and then the people come in that you need at the right time, in the right time, in the right place, for the right reasons. Threes are also little creations. So this is a sign that you're already seeing that you've made all these like moral changes, moral decisions in your life, and now people are coming in, because if you look carefully, there are kind of ships coming in. He's looking out over the shores of heaven on earth, I think, and there are ships coming in. And I like to think of it as his bounty is coming in. He's made that decision. And now the Three of Wands is him collaborating with his tribe and his community, but also collaborating with his higher self, understanding that he is his higher self and that he has a human. We don't have a soul. We are a soul, and we have a physical body to express that soul through. I'm going to put a link into that one as well. Um, I have to make a note, otherwise I forget. um, so yeah, because this is about collaborating. So I think it's about him collaborating with his soul's desires, him collaborating with his higher self, or his higher self collaborating with his human, or collaborating with the higher realms. You might be now into reading and listening to channeled texts and channeled messages, and that's collaborating with the higher realms. You might be collaborating with your spirit guides. They might be giving you advice and guidance, the angels, passed over loved ones, your galactic family. So this is about collaboration on all levels. I always see this card as a little bit more collaborating with the non-physical, even though it's wands. because that's why his ships are coming in, and those ships are coming in with the people that he needs, the resources that he needs, the money that he needs, and more ideas and more action and more opportunities, shall we say. So basically, his ships are coming in, and he's receiving the benefits of that beautiful decision that he's made. And the other card is the Seven of Cups. So we have got some intuition, spirituality, and heart, love coming in, because cups is very much the water sign, the emotions, the feelings. And look at all the options. So yeah, here the ships are coming in, and the options, there are so many options here. And we're still limited in a way, because we still can't believe that we can create miracles. Because even if we want to create a miracle, we'll think to ourselves, yeah, but I don't have other people that will do that. A lot of people will say, I'd love to do some whatever, da da da. And then they go, yeah, but who's going to buy that product? Who's going to buy that service? Or who can I do that with? Because there's nobody else doing that kind of thing. And it's like, well, yeah, you're right now, but you've got to do it because there's only you, and you're creating your own reality. So the universe is waiting for you to take the first step, and you're waiting for things to come in order to take that first step, right? You're waiting for, well, you want to see a market of clients ready, or you want to see people that need what you have to offer. You're waiting to see evidence outside of you that what you want to do is going to be received well. It doesn't work like that, because everything starts within you. So you have to take that first step. And that's why it's called a leap of faith. You have to take that first step. Now, this is about choose wisely. It's about choosing wisely, because when you take that first step, your ships are going to come in, right? And then you're going to have all these opportunities and offers, and you'll be spoilt for choice. And they'll all take you on different timelines with different people, and you get to do whatever you want. But some of them you might need to release even more programming. You might need to release even more beliefs around it, because really, I mean, 5 years ago, I couldn't have believed that I'm living the life that I'm living now. So I'm kind of aware that in 5 years' time, I think even 1 year, actually, we're going to be living a life that we couldn't fathom now, that we can't fathom now, if that makes sense. In fact, this came up in a reading, didn't it? I don't know whether I can't remember now if it was a private reading or one of these. But it said something about in 6 months. Yes, I had this message about in 6 months' time, in the summer of 2025, we're going to look back and realize that we're living a life that we cannot fathom now. So this is really important to understand. And this dawned on me as well when I was a school teacher, you know, because I was like, what needs do they have, for their future? Because, when I was brought up, we were taught how to write a letter properly. And it's like, when that comes up in school, it's like, when was the last time anyone wrote a letter? Yes, we do write letters sometimes, and it's nice to have the etiquette. And I still use a lot of those formalities, or well, formalities isn't the right word, those like pleasantries when I write an email. But the point is, our needs are all changing. So at school, I think it hasn't been changing enough, because I was very aware that I was trying to prepare children for jobs that don't even exist now, if you think about it. So, because like what we were taught at school wasn't what we're using now for most of us. I wasn't taught tarot at school. I wasn't taught to tune into my intuition. Um, so I'm very aware that things are happening at such a speed now that we're not aware. We can't fathom in our human mind, our limited programmed human mind, what life's going to be like. So we have to open up. We have to open our hearts up, and just follow that energy. Just follow the energy, and we don't need to plan. That's another thing I want to say, because planning, I mean, the King of Swords would say to me, "Yes, you do, Deborah. You need to be structured." And yeah, he's not wrong, but it's very much fourth dimensional. I see the planning as being follow your heart, be inspired, right? Follow your passion, and then do some planning around it, rather than these people that say, "Have you got a 5 year plan?" Where do you want to be in 5 years? You've got to plan it now. How can you plan it now when the world is changing at the speed that it is? We have no choice but to go with the flow. and to stay in the now moment, because the now moment is where it's all happening. The now moment is where opportunities are coming in, right? They're not coming in the, in the future, because you're not going to receive them until the now moment, right? There is only the now moment when you think about it. So it's about always just making the right choices for the peace in your heart, um, in the now moment, in every now moment. And it's not just about your passion hobby or your abundance activity or your work or whatever you want to call it. It's about people and friendships and things like that. Not worrying about what's happening in the future, because you know the worry is just going to keep your frequency down and take you out of the now moment. If you stay in the now moment, everything you need is going to come to you. The right people will come to you at the right time for the right reasons, even if that's triggering you. But hopefully it will be bringing lots of love. And this is very much about intuition as well. Follow your intuition when you make decisions, because we've been so programmed to plan everything, even just do the pros and cons and to research everything. Now, I'm not against researching stuff, but when you look at it from an energy perspective, if you look to find information about a certain subject, you'll find it. Um, it's more about how you feel. I think feeling is the secret. I think it's about making choices, making wise choices on how you feel, what lights you up. I mean, sometimes I meet people and I feel this resonance, and this not just to them but to their passion and to what they offer. And then I just feel so excited about inviting them to the garden retreat to do a workshop or something, and then I can't get that excited. I'm just that excitement is like telling me, yes, you've got to do it, you've got to do it, you've got to follow that excitement. And sometimes I can feel like there's no energy somewhere. It's like, I might think, okay, shall I put a workshop out? And I'll think about them, and it's like, no, there's no energy there, so I don't take it. That's what this is. Choose wisely. you know you could say, well, I'm going to do this activity because it's going to be lucrative, or it's going to help me in such a way, or it's, that's all planning and mental. Whereas if you follow your excitement, which is the feeling side of things, well, this one really lights me up, so I'm going to follow that one. And then you'll get the seven of wands, which will say, yeah, but are you sure, and can you do it, and all of that doubting. And it's just like, well, I'm going to follow it because it's exciting me. Because if there's no energy in one of these directions, there's no point in taking it, because it won't work, right? And then it will be a struggle. So really, it's a win-win situation to follow your excitement. I think that's what the messages are for this week. Follow your excitement, and make choices accordingly. Make choices according to what lights you up. Um, yeah, definitely. This is also, of course, the Christmas week as well. So I want to wish you all a happy Christmas, those of you that celebrate it. I think that's why the message about triggers came up. A lot of people get triggered over Christmas. And you might be spending Christmas with people that don't understand triggers. So you could share my video with them. And if they're not ready for that, then you can just love them, just love. Just love everybody. Um, and love yourself if you're triggered. And just understand the trigger could be, it's just that residue emotion and tension coming up because the light's coming in. So always see it as a positive. And it just lightens you up and helps you feel that lightness of being, I want to say, and helps you feel that excited feeling and that inspired feeling that we're being asked to follow at this time. So looks like our ships are coming in. So I'd love to hear what's on your ships coming in, and what choices you're making this time of the new year coming in. It's exciting, isn't it? As always, thank you for getting to the end of the video. Have a fantastic winter solstice. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you all. See you in the next video. Bye for now.